going on, everyone? Welcome back to Skol Network, and today we have a little bit of a different video. We're not going to be talking about anything in the news about the Vikings right now. Instead, I am going to be doing a room tour. The idea for this was given to me by one of my loyal viewers. I'm going to be flashing his comment for this video up on the screen right now. So let's get into it. Just a fair warning to you all, the audio is going to sound different because I will not be using my usual mic because I'm going to be switching over to my phone's camera. So I won't be using this mic, I'll be using the mic on my phone. So just be warned. With the two walls that you guys all know and love, but before that, we are going to start with my bed. Now, there's no Vikings bedding and all that, but as my Shih Tzu is showing you guys, I actually did just get this blanket right here. I got it for Christmas, so this is kind of the first like Vikings blanket bedding stuff that I kind of got. So that's the first thing. To the jerseys on the walls. So we're gonna start here with Teddy. I got him off of eBay. This was before he got injured. Probably like, I think it was a season before he got injured. So there is Teddy right there. That is my guy. Love him. Then we're going to move on to, actually, you know what? We're going to save this one for last. Brett Favre right here. This was, I think, in the middle of the 2009 season. This was when he was blowing up and the team was just doing super well. This was a birthday gift to me, so thank you to the parents for that. Cordarrelle Patterson. I got him at Savers. Guys, you got to stop sleeping on Savers. That place is just super great. But I got him, I want to say he was around like $12 or $13. So I got him. This was kind of just when I was starting to decorate my entire room pretty recently, and I just wanted jerseys to fill up my wall. So I thought, why not? Chester Taylor, I also got him at Savers. I think he was a little less, probably around $8 or $9. I couldn't resist. Chester Taylor was an absolute beast back when he played. He made the duo of him and Adrian Peterson one of the best in the league. So Chester Taylor, probably one of my favorites. Now we got Percy Harvin. I think we all know about Percy Harvin. He was our #1 receiver, kind of receiver thing, even though we ran jet sweeps and stuff with him for a while. But this is his jersey. This was actually my mom's, and I think she let me take it home one time, and she's like, hey, can you bring that back eventually? And I was like, yeah. I never did. So that's kind of how I got that one. Then we got AP. This was, funny story, actually a gift from one of my ex-girlfriends for Christmas. It's kind of barely even a jersey. It's like, I don't know. It's hard to explain, but we got AP right there. Obviously, we all know AP, one of the best of all time. Then probably one of my most recent things that I got right here was this Vikings bag. My dad got this when he and my stepmom were on a trip. I don't remember where. Somewhere fancy. I don't know. But he picked this up. I didn't know he was going to get me anything, so I thought that was really cool of him. Let's see. We're going to move on to the pictures that are on this wall. All of these pictures I got at AME Sports at Rosedale Mall. I'm going to leave their link to their website down in the description if you guys want to check out some of the stuff they have. But we're going to start here. We got Stephon Diggs. This was against Detroit last year. This Adam Thielen one's actually pretty new. They just got that this season because he started blowing up. So I was really happy when they got that. Because he's my favorite player. I still haven't talked about his jersey. Like I said, I'm leaving that for last. Then we got Harrison Smith, Mr. Pro Bowl snub, but still first team All-Pro. Also, probably should be Mr. Defensive Player of the Year, but I got his picture here. These are all 16 by 20s, by the way. They didn't come in these frames because AME Sports, they will frame it for you, but it's really expensive because they're a memorabilia shop. So I got these frames on my own. They're like maybe $10 a piece or so. And then you guys are going to be really upset at me for this one, but I got a signed picture of Blair Walsh here, and I didn't get this while he was on the team. I actually got this after we traded him away to Seattle, but I thought, I mean, if I'm going to get a signed picture of anyone, why in the world would it not be Blair Walsh? I mean, the dude was great for, you know, his first season or two, and then we all know what happened with that, and, you know, bye-bye, Blair. So that's all the pictures. AME Sports, really cool place. This flag right here, it's kind of different. I have another flag that looks just like it, but it's not all, you know, paint looking and all that. My sister actually got this for me, so that was really cool of her. That was probably, I want to say 5 months ago. She kind of just came out of the blue with it. She was like, hey, I got this for you, Nick. I was like, cool, thanks. And then the last two things from these two walls, This helmet right here is actually, I have had this for as long as I can remember. I want to say this thing's probably like 18 or 19 years old, because I'm 19 and I don't remember a time where I haven't had it. It's kind of just followed me around from house to house when I've moved. So I've finally put that in my room pretty recently. So that's just something kind of cool, kind of old to have. It's all beat up, as you can see, but it's still pretty dope to have. And then finally, the last thing on this wall is, of course, Mr. Adam Thielen himself. Oh my gosh, he's easily my favorite player in the league right now. There's no question about it. I got this jersey, I want to say 2 or 3 months ago. That was a 4. 3 months ago or so. It was definitely my most expensive pickup of anything on this wall, because everything else I got from Savers or as a gift. Teddy was like 60, but this Adam Thielen jersey was $100, but it was absolutely worth every penny. The dude's an absolute beast, as we know. Second team All-Pro, you know, the Cinderella story of all Cinderella stories. So easily probably the favorite thing of Viking stuff that I own. So that's these first 2 walls that you guys all see in the video. So we're gonna move on to the next part of my room. From these 2 walls over here, if you rotate just a little bit, we have, yes, a lot more stuff, of course. I'm gonna start up at the top left. These 2 kind of flag towel things. Yeah, it's a towel. It says touchdown towel. These were actually given to me by my grandpa before he passed away. So of course we have to have the Vikings fan taking a big old piss on Wisconsin, because, you know, screw Green Bay. And then we have a touchdown towel from 1988. So this is probably the oldest thing that I own. So it's just a really cool thing to have. I'd, you know, obviously thank you to my grandpa for giving me these. These were extremely cool. We're going to move over to this next picture up here. This is Fran Tarkenton, as many of you should probably know, if you're any type of good Vikings fan. This was from AME Sports, just like all the rest of the pictures over there. Once again, the frame was purchased by myself. So that's another cool thing that I have that's kind of old, even though the picture itself is pretty new. But the dude is old, so there's that. Here's the other flag that I was talking about in the last clip. Like I said, it's just like that one, except it's kind of more mellow and toned down. That's basically all I have to say about that. This is probably the coolest thing that I have. This is a Harrison Smith plaque. So as you can see, it's got his name, number, obviously the team he plays for. We got 2 cards right here. Those are pretty dope. And then we have, what is this, like an 8.5 by something, 11 maybe, right here. So it makes up this entire plaque, and it's really dope. I got this before, I want to say probably before a quarter of the way through the season, so somewhere between weeks 1 and 4. But that's probably the coolest thing that I own. Right below that, I just got a nice Vikings flat bill right here. Nothing too insane. Actually, no, hold on. NFC actually has my name on the side right here. This was also given to me by that Sam ex-girlfriend that gave me the Peterson jersey. So shout out to her. Thanks a lot for helping me grow my collection. But I think that's the only Vikings hat that I own. Go down here, we have a red zone towel. I don't remember exactly where this came from, but I think my dad gave it to me one day. He gave me a couple towels. Another one you're about to see, but this is kind of just like a Target branded Vikings towel. So I mean, why not? We're gonna move on to the desk of everything. I just got this for Christmas from one of my coworkers. It's like one of those cups at Quick Trip that you can refill for like 95 cents or 85 cents. So I told her that I like Viking stuff, so shout out to you, Katie. Right here, these are probably my favorite shoes, and I have a lot of shoes, okay? Let me mind you, I probably have like 15 to 20 pairs of shoes right now. These are easily my favorite. I went on Nike.com because Nike owns Converse now. They own like Chuck Taylor and all that. And I had these customized, just kind of do the purple, the yellow, and the white. These things are super dope. They were like only $70 too, which is cool for customs. We got the purple stitching right here, so that's super dope. We got the purple stitching back here with the white, and it's just, these things are awesome. I've only worn them, I think, twice. I wore them to the preseason game against the Dolphins this season that I went to, and then I also wore them to school the day after a win. I think it was, I wore them the day after we beat the Bears on Monday Night Football, so those are extremely dope. I love those. Moving on here, we have this towel from the Seahawks and Vikings game, the infamous Blair Walsh, wide left game from 27 yards. But this is still a cool thing. I was actually supposed to go to this game, but I had some all-conference choir thing to go to. So instead, my dad went with my sister, and this was one of the things they brought back. As you can see, a little Hy-Vee branding, go Hy-Vee. That's where we get all our food from in the house. But this is really cool. I was upset that I didn't get to go to that game, even though it was kind of disappointing, but it's still really dope. This isn't related to the Vikings, but I got a Twins Joe Mauer card. I probably got that, like, gosh, I want to say 7-8 years ago. Joe Mauer's obviously one of the best Twins ever, so that's just something I got. Then I got, my stepmom brought this home when she went to New York. This is old dirt from Yankee Stadium right there, so that's kind of cool that I have a piece of the original Yankee Stadium, but not related to the Vikings, so we're going to move on. Last thing on the desk, these are really dusty, except for the Linval Joseph one, which is weird because it's way older. But these are just kind of the books that they give you at your seat when you go to the games. These are both from US Bank Stadium. I went to a preseason game, obviously against the Rams last year, and then the one I talked about, the Dolphins game. This is from that because it's got the Dolphins on there. Dalvin Cook, rest in peace to your Achilles. But these are just a couple of the books that I got from US Bank Stadium. I also took my senior pictures there, in case any of you were wondering, so that's kind of dope. Then I also have this purple Jolly Rancher I just found in my pocket today. Not related to the Vikings, but, you know. And then we're going to move on to 5 pictures up here. These are also from AME Sports, my guys. I'm going to go through these quick because this is kind of getting into a long video. We got Randy obviously mooning the Packers on Monday Night Football. One of the best moments ever. Diggs against the Jacksonville Jaguars last year, that diving catch. This one I actually got from the State Fair. I tend to buy a lot of Viking stuff when I go there. So we got AP. This was back when he was still big on the Vikings. We got Adam Thielen against the Cardinals last year. This was a sick catch. If you haven't seen the video for this, go and find it, because that was a nice catch. This one's a little older. This is Brian Robinson actually sacking Matt Stafford, and as you can tell, he is not having a good time, which is probably the main reason that I got this. But all of these pictures, except for the Adrian Peterson one from AME Sports, once again, their link is going to be in the description, but that's this wall. Everything right here. That's what I got here. On to the next wall. Once you move on from over here, oh, there's my light. Once you move on from over there, through this wall, over here, through the pictures, we have our last wall. It's technically a little bit more of a wall because we have a jersey hanging over there, but let's see. I got this poster right here. That was not the most recent State Fair, but the one before that. This was back before Teddy didn't die, and before Sharif Floyd actually was still on the team. I made a video about him, so go check that out right up here. But this is a poster that I won spinning the wheel in the Vikings booth. This I also got from the State Fair, just this pennant. I think it was like $1 actually, so I couldn't really pass it up. Like I said, I get a lot of stuff from the State Fair, and this was one of them. These next 2 pictures and what you're about to see up here, this US Bank Stadium inaugural season thing, I also got from the State Fair. I think that was like $5, and then these pictures were like $7 each. But of course I had to get Dalvin Cook. This was before he tore his ACL. Rest in peace to your ACL, Dalvin. Hope you get better. We need you back next season. You'll be a stud. Then I got Teddy. This was well after he got injured, and of course everybody knew that, but, you know, gotta love the kid. So I had to pick up a picture of him because I didn't have one yet. And this was actually on sale, this most recent State Fair, because it was from last season. So I was like, that doesn't matter. If it's $5, I'm going to pick it up. So all this stuff right here from the State Fair, all that right there. And then the last 2 things I got, they're 2 more jerseys. They're going to be some doozies that you're not going to be expecting, unless you just saw them earlier in the shot. But we're going to start off with the man, the myth, the legend, Blair Walsh. I got this at Savers as well. Funny story, I had like a 5% discount for whatever I wanted at Savers. Hold on, give me 1 sec. I got to maneuver around some cords here. So I got this one at Savers, just kind of as a joke. I was still in the middle of trying to fill up my entire wall, and I was like, you know what? What better way? And I had some people bashing me for getting this jersey, but I mean, you can admit that Blair Walsh was a good kicker for a little bit. He had the best rookie season of any kicker in NFL history, and like, that was great. But I just thought it'd be funny to kind of get this jersey. Oh, and back to that story. I had 5%. The dude gave me 30%, so thanks for the dude plugging me at Savers. Once again, you guys are sleeping on there. And he, actually, nope, second to last thing, I just saw something else in my vision. Robert Smith, I got him at Savers as well. I'm telling you guys, Savers is awesome. Robert Smith was such a stud back in the day. Back in the mid to late 90s, and I think the early 2000s he still played for us. But here's his jersey. His was probably around $7, $8 again. Kind of like Chester Taylor right over there. But that rounds up all the jerseys that I have. And last but not least, we have a photo of Danielle Hunter. This also came from the State Fair. It was in the same bunch that Teddy and Dalvin were from. But I have this one framed. I'm not 100% sure why. I think it was from before the regular season started, so I was like, oh yeah, he led the team in sacks last year. He's going to be a stud. All-pro, DN. Well, didn't live up to expectations quite as much as we wanted, but he's still a good player, and I still have him framed. So he just kind of sits on my desk right here with my TV. So that kind of rounds everything up that I got. So as you all can see, I clearly have a few more things than the average Viking fan has. I probably have more than at least 90 or 95% of fans, and I really have more than most fans should really ever have. But you know, sometimes things get out of hand. When you have a YouTube channel dedicated to the Vikings, when you have lived in Minnesota for as long as I have, watching football, playing football, and kind of learning about the Vikings, things will get out of hand in terms of what you get related to them. But I don't think it was a mistake, because there are no mistakes in this world, only happy accidents. So that's going to do it for the room tour. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you thought everything was pretty cool. Hope you don't think I'm too crazy about the Vikings. But once again, hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like this video. If you haven't subscribed already, I would suggest going to do that. And I will see every single one of you in the next one. 30, and it's